Gotta get more followers.
Hello everyone, today's video I'm going to be going over Earn2Trade's new $50,000 trader career path. If you want to learn all about their trader career path, which is pretty unique out there in the funded futures trader evaluation world, only company doing it, very excited to explain all about the new 50K version. First things first, be sure to always visit my website for the latest, greatest deals, discounts, promos, and trader evaluations. And hey, while you're there, there's actually more stuff. You can read reviews of the companies, got a free futures course, all free, don't charge for anything on my site, and some articles, all kinds of cool stuff. Give it an explore. But for now, you're curious about those deals and discounts. Hey, I just conveniently put it on Earn2Trade. How do you like that? Guys, if you happen to be watching this video in January 2023, Earn2Trade is running a 50% discount on the new 50K, which we're going to talk about. I'm going to go over. So you can get it for $95, lifetime discount. So if it takes you longer than a month, you will get the $95 price in future months as well. And you actually get a free reset. You see that right here on the banner, when rebuild. So say you made it a month, you didn't quite, you either broke a rule or you were below the starting balance. They will just reset it. You basically get a fresh start if needed. I'll put a link down below to Earn2Trade. You don't need a discount code at all. You just click on the link, go to Earn2Trade, and you get that exclusive 50% deal. Let's take a look at this. Let's start talking about it. So really quick, Earn2Trade, one of the OGs in the trader evaluation space, one of the first companies I tried out with many years ago. They've been around. They have a long history of successful traders. They introduced something called the Trader Career Path last year in 2022, and I actually made a video about it. So that video is here. I'm going to link that below as well, because that really covers kind of the nuts and bolts of how the Trader Career Path works. And the new 50K one essentially works the same, except it's obviously a little bit bigger sizing. So I'm going to go over the 50K, but probably not in as much detail as the original 25K. So definitely give that a look if you're left with any questions once we go through it. So when you come to Earn2Trade, first off, you can see that 50K for 50% off up here. You can click that to get right to it. And actually, I have that up. Let's just get rid of that. There's the pricing. So you can see now it's $95. No reason to not start with that one instead of the 25K, since it's cheaper and you're starting with essentially twice the account size. So let's get back to it. Let's give you the gist. Let's give you the overview. I mean, they have a nice infographic right here. You pass the tests like any trader evaluation. You take an evaluation test. You have certain goals you have to reach profit-wise. You have certain rules you can't break. There's only typically three to four. Basically, don't trade more contracts than you're allowed. Don't hit the trailing drawdown, which with Earn2Trade updates at the end of the day. Don't hit the daily drawdown. And then not necessarily a rule that you can break per se, but you have to trade a minimum of 15 days with Earn2Trade. So you can hit your profit goal before 15 days, but you still have to put in a trade each day. Actually, there is one other rule that with Earn2Trade is a consistency rule. So you can't make more than 30% of your total profit on any given day. Now, I know that gets confusing if you're new to the world of futures trading. Essentially, what they don't want is somebody coming in, hitting a home run their very first trade, hitting the profit goal, and then doing nothing for 14 more days. They didn't really prove that they're actually a good trader. They just got lucky is what they proved. So by having a consistency rule, you have to trade at least a few days and demonstrate some proficiency in trading. And that stuff's outlined on here. We'll probably see it. I just want to go over it since we're here. So you pass the evaluation, you do the 15 days, you hit the profit goal, you don't break the rules. They will then move you into the series of live accounts. We're going to look at that here in a second. And you can work your way up to the 400K. So let's get to that infographic, because that is probably tells the story best. So I'll skip the 25K. I mean, it's the same sort of steps, just double the amounts. So you take your evaluation, you're back here, your 50K, you pass. You then have the option to go into a virtual starting account or a starting account. I don't want to get too bogged down in the details there. They do have them all outlined on their site in like the help and facts section. There's pros and cons to each. Most people go with this one. It's a little bit easier. It's still real money. You can still withdraw your profits. You don't pay any fees for data in this version versus this version. This one is quicker to set up. This one takes a little bit longer. You might be saying, why would anyone want to go with this? Well, eventually you do have to move into a full live account. So some people, and that does take a bit of time. It can take like 1-2 weeks. So some people, they'd rather just get that out of the way up front. They'd say, you know what, just stick me in this. Let's spend the 2 weeks, get set up. Maybe they want to spend the 2 weeks to study trading, get fully prepared to move into this live account. Maybe they're going on vacation. They're like, hey, this is perfect timing. Let's set it up while I'm off doing something else. Whatever maybe it's the holidays, whatever the reason might be. So they give you the option. You have the option. Eventually, though, you'll end up. So once you reach profit goals in here, same idea. Reach certain profit goals. Don't break any rules. You will then be upgraded to a larger account. And then rinse and repeat. Hit these goals, move up. Hit those goals, move up. Ultimately to a 400K account. And this one has a drawdown, which is fixed. Now, a lot of this stuff, again, if you're new here, I know a lot of this stuff, you're probably already thinking, I have no idea what you're talking about, end of day drawdowns and fixed drawdowns and daily drawdowns and consistency plans and, don't trade more contracts than you're allowed. So there's quite a bit to it, obviously, if you're brand new. So be sure to fully dive into their site, check out my site, check out my other videos. I have a lot of videos explaining these kind of concepts. So check out all those things if you're new to the world of futures trading and this just happens to be the first video that you've seen. So what makes this unique is pretty much anywhere else in the industry, any other company, and even Earn2Trade, they have sort of just accounts where you take an account. Let's say you take a 100K account anywhere else, or even Earn2Trade, one of their Gauntlet minis. You pass, you get your 100K account, but that's it. You are sort of limited to the 100K account for the rest of your life. You don't have the option to upgrade. With the trader career path, you're starting small, but you do have the option to kind of move up the ladder. And it's exactly as the title describes. It's a trader career path. It kind of gives you a path, especially if I'm thinking of newer traders. It sometimes is daunting to start out with a 100K, a 200K, a 400K account. So you start small, get your feet wet, show you can do your thing, you pass, and it's a little bit easier transition to kind of slowly move up the ladder. Once you're in any of these levels, there's no time limit, as far as I know. There's not like a 15-day thing, and there's no like, oh, you have to move to the next level within 20 days or anything like that. Like, if you're comfortable just kind of hanging out here for a while, that's cool. Other thing I'll mention, and I'm not hitting on all the points. That's why I wanted to link back to the original video as well. And I do encourage you to come to the site and read in depth everything. You can withdraw profits along the way as well. So let's say, you pass the evaluation, move into a 50K, either one, and then you make X amount of dollars and you're moving up here. You can withdraw, some of that profits or all the profits. I forget, what I don't have up here is the exact details of what the profit level and goals are for each of the levels to hit these. But as you move up, you can be withdrawing profits. Earn2Trade does payouts once a week. And I do know, so this is the new 50K. The original trader career path was a 25K, and basically the amounts are basically half is what they are, essentially, for each sort of step along the way, and your ultimate goal was the 200K. This came out in, I believe it was February 2022. That's at least when I made my video back here 11 months ago. And I know there's several traders who have made it to the top level up here. So definitely an interesting product that Earn2Trade is offering traders out there. I've said it a few times, but I really want to encourage people to come and read and sign up, because I know myself too, when I first started, I was just excited. I wanted to get in. I learned about the world of futures trading. I wanted in. This sounds great. I'm signing up, but not fully understanding things. What's a consistency rule? What's scaling plan? Why do you have to trade 15 days? All those little sort of details. I think it's important to kind of get your arms around that before you get started. And inadvertently, I've seen people break a rule just because they didn't even know it was a rule. As I mentioned at the start of the video, Earn2Trade was one of the first companies that I went through their evaluation. They're a fantastic outfit. If you want to as well, I'll put a link below as well. I interviewed one of the founders. His name is Chris. I interviewed him back last summer. I'll put an interview, so if you want to learn all about Chris as a trader and as one of the founders of Earn2Trade and what they're all about, we even actually talk a little bit about the original trader career path in that video. Great way to get to learn more about the company and sort of who's behind it. I'll just add in kind of here on the tail end, if you're seeing the trader career path and everything in CFT, I really would rather just jump in. I'd rather do the thing where you just sign up for, say, 100K, you get funded for 100K, and you're just at the 100K. That's what I want. Check out their Gauntlet minis. Those are essentially exactly that, kind of the traditional, if you will, trader evaluations. They have levels from 50K up to 200K. If you want that 400K, though, you're going to have to go through the trader career path. That's kind of one of the incentives, is to work your way up and really kind of prove yourself along the way. The rules essentially are kind of the same. I mean, the trader career path is effectively a series of Gauntlet minis kind of strung together, but you get the option to kind of move up through the ranks, whereas with the Gauntlet mini specific, you kind of sign up for what level you're going to be at. If you dropped on the menu here, well, go to help. I kind of mentioned you can find lots of information, so you want to read more about the trader career path, come here, read all of the facts, the Gauntlet minis themselves, the companies themselves, the platforms. I haven't touched on a lot of those things. I think a lot of people know at this point sort of the platforms you can use and whatnot, but if not, check this out. And actually, I see it on here. One thing I didn't touch on that I actually do really want to bring up is their education section. Them, like any company, isn't going to give you specific trading advice. They're not going to tell you what to trade. But when you become a customer of Earn2Trade, they actually have an extensive, and when I say extensive, it's hundreds of hours of content, educational content, all about trading, whether it's different trade setups, how to read charts, how to use different indicators, all about the different products. Pretty much anything you can want. It's done really well. It's actually done by Chris, the person I interviewed, one of the founders. And it's just great content. They are one of the very few companies out there actually giving traders an education as well as the opportunity to become a futures trader. So that's a huge benefit with Earn2Trade. That's one of the reasons I went with them very early on. I went through a lot of those videos on their site in the educational section. And you'll see that once you sign up, you'll see it on your dashboard. So that's it, guys. I'm going to end it here. Be sure to click that link. Go visit Earn2Trade. If you're interested, you're seeing this video as I put it up, you still got, about 5 days to sign up for the 50% discount and start your way down a trader career path. Guys, I wish you all the best of success in your trading. I want to thank you so much for watching. I want to thank you so much for subscribing. And I'm going to see you in the next video.